Hi. We're doing two things at once. We're recording a podcast, and so that's what I hear in my ear. And we're doing Facebook Live for a minute because, as you can see up here, is the sign for Stand Up New York. So the other day I made a post and I was like, someday I'm going to record in this studio, which is a freaking badass studio. And guess what? I made it happen.
Here we are.
And I have my friend Katheryn Keller. Most of my friends know Katheryn, or most of my listeners know Katheryn, because she's been either on episodes or referred to on episodes. This is my friend KK from Brooklyn, for all of you people.
California.
Who lives in Brooklyn.
Lives in Brooklyn.
Sorry, I apologize.
That's okay.
So here's what happened. I flew to New York for a podcasting event. It was a 2-day event. And I was fortunate enough to get to know the owner of Stand Up New York, one of the owners. It's co-owned. And Donnie, his name is Donnie, and he's so generous and kind with his time and attention and advice and resources. And the first day that I was here, he was like, okay, do you want to record here? I'm like, yeah. And who do you want to record with? I'm not joking. He says to me, do you have a wish list? This is advice for everybody out there listening on Facebook or on the podcast. He says to me, what's your wish list? And I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, we're in New York City. I know a lot of people. What is your wish list of people that you want to talk to? And I was frozen, completely frozen. I couldn't for the life of me think of anybody in the world that I wanted to interview at that moment. So I reached out to KK. I reached out to Dominic Del Bene in Petaluma. I reached out to a couple other people. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I have an opportunity here to interview nearly anybody I want. I don't know who to even ask for. So I asked them, please, can you send me a list of people? Like, I don't even care at this point. Like, amazing people who live in New York who Donnie can actually reach to in a moment's notice. I got some really great feedback from the two of them. Great list. I sent it on to Donnie. He sends me an email back less than an hour later. Now, this guy's busy. He's putting on a 2-day conference. He's got a comedy show that is well known in New York City. He all this stuff happening. Within an hour, he sends me an email and he was like, okay, he puts an X next to all of the names of people he knows, which there's probably 8 or 9.
That's a lot. And
he's like, I'll start reaching out. In the meantime, he says, do you want to interview James Altucher? I may have had a cocktail before this. Only one. And I'm like, fuck yes, please. He sends him a text. He gets a text back in 5 minutes. Yes, with a yes. I'm like, holy crap. I'm literally shitting my pants.
New York's magical.
Are we allowed to say shitting on Facebook? Or are they going to?
Who cares?
Whatever. New York is magical, what she said. So I have a lot of cool stuff happening. While I'm here, I'm only here a few more days, so it was hard to schedule all the stuff, all the opportunities, which thank you, universe. I'm just going to say thank you.
And thank you, Donnie. I was telling Danielle that I've lived here, excuse me, for almost 3 years now. And I have only met 3 truly kind people that you can just tell they genuinely care. And in 3 years. Yeah. So the fact that she came here and connected with Donnie.
And actually a lot of really cool people at the event. But he was
cool is one thing, but kind. Like genuinely kind people in New York are hard to come across. I mean, people are nice here. They'll help you out. But just genuinely kind.
He was willing to like dig deep into any and every contact that he has. He's from New York City. He knows everybody because he's in this industry of recording and stand up. And there's a lot of people who come through this building. And he was willing to just be like, you tell me who you want. I will make it happen.
That's amazing.
And so I was so grateful. So anyway, I'm going to do really quick, like, thank you on Facebook for the nobody who's watching, because I don't have any Facebook live fans, which is okay. Like, whatever. Everybody kept telling me when I came out here, like, do Facebook Live, do this, do that. I'm like, okay, it's horrifying to me, but I'll do it. So I'm going to say goodbye on that, and then we're going to keep this episode going. Okay. Facebook Live is off. Now we can just get nutty on the podcast and not care what we look like. So I'm going to put my feet up. Okay. So what is the name of the place that we just walked here from, Katheryn Keller?
Oh, the bar.
Brooklyn.
Jake's Dilemma.
Jake's Dilemma. Okay. So you have a spreadsheet that when I was here,
of course.
Katheryn is the spreadsheet woman, among other things, of course. So when I was here in June, you gave me a spreadsheet of like, it wasn't just a spreadsheet. It was a matrix. Like you could be like Brooklyn or a certain neighborhood in Brooklyn, and then just see all the places that she's like,
my
you need to, yes, like all the places that you need to go.
KK does New York.
Yes. Okay. So, that's awesome. So you pulled out your spreadsheet this morning, and she's like, we're going to the Upper West Side, New York City. Like, where's the place that I always wanted to go or recommend? So what was the name of it? Jake's Dilemma.
Jake's Dilemma.
Shout out to Jake's Dilemma. So we walk in. It's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but I think it's like a
sports bar,
right?
Yeah.
And we walk in, and I mean, it's kind of busy, but not super. And
because it's snowing out.
Well, yeah,
most
there's
people
that.
are just hiding indoors waiting for delivery food.
Totally. We were walking. It was snowing quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, but like a good kind of snow.
Yeah, the fluffy, like big flakes snow.
Yeah.
So we're walking in New York City streets, and we end up at Jake's Dilemma, and we walk in, and you know, it's kind of hop in, and there's some basketball games on or something that people are watching, and as I do, we sit next to a person, and I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing? How's it going? Where are you from? What kind of work do you do? What's your name?" And I think he was rolling his eyes a little bit, like, "Get the fuck out of my face." No,
he was nice.
I mean, he was nice. He was also 12. Or, 21.
Maybe.
He had to be 21.
He was also trying to watch his basketball game,
right?
So.
And I was having none of that. So we got a cocktail. We had 30 minutes, by the way, to get from like Jake's. Well, we had 30 minutes to drink our cocktail and get to the studio, right?
Stand up New York.
So it was like, let's have a really quick cocktail that we're going to chug. Elliot, right? That's the name of the bartender. Yep. Elliot decided we needed a shot. So, of course, we did that. What was your shot?
Bullet bourbon.
I had tequila, and I don't know what young Taylor had, the poor guy that was actually trying to watch the basketball game.
He had a Jaeger bomb.
Oh, fuck.
I know.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's gross. Oh, so that's the shot of Jaeger and the little bit of beer that you dump in it? Oh my God.
I know. To his credit, he was hungover. He probably did need the energy, but
he said he'd been at the bar since 1:00. Right now it is like maybe 5, right? So let's say an hour ago, it was 4:00 when we were having the shot, and he had been there since 1. He said he'd been out with his friends until 5. Poor guy didn't get any sleep. He looked great. He didn't look hungover to me at all.
Yeah,
he did?
Whatever. No, I mean,
what do I know?
He didn't look hungover.
Anyway. We found out, what did we find out about Taylor? He's got 3 condos in Puerto Vallarta that Katheryn, if you can see Katheryn.
Nope.
Katheryn's like, whatever. He was showing off. He buys, that's a good point. He's probably going to listen to this. Maybe we should cut all this out. Hi, Taylor. I love you so much. All right.
All right. Moving on. Jake's Dilemma. We went there because I put it on my spreadsheet of things to do in New York. And the reason I put it into a spreadsheet is there are so many things to do here. You literally, depending on where you are in New York City, you could spend 24 hours just on one city block and never cross the street and never be bored. Like, there's so much to do. So anytime something looks awesome or somebody recommends something, I throw it into the spreadsheet, and I have columns that say, you know, is it food? Is it alcohol? Is it a museum? Is it entertainment? And then where is it? Is it in Manhattan? Is it in Brooklyn? And then what neighborhood within Manhattan, Brooklyn, wherever is it, so that I can sort it. Like today, we had, 45 minutes to kill. So I sort by Upper West Side.
Let's be clear. It doesn't take 45 minutes to sort this spreadsheet. It takes about 30 seconds.
And I actually keep it sorted by neighborhood because that's how you maximize your time in New York City. It's like, okay, I'm already here. What's nearby?
Do you have it downloaded to read offline? So if you're in the subway, that you can pull it up. Oh, yeah, because that's where you pulled it up.
Yeah.
So we went to Jake's Dilemma. That was good. And then we walked over here to Stand Up New York. So as I mentioned earlier, I was here for 2 days at a podcasting event. We were not actually here in the studio. But when I met Donnie, who is the owner of both Stand Up New York and Stand Up Labs, which is upstairs here, they have their own podcasting network, and there's some pretty great people who do podcasts here. We were chatting, and I asked him if he would give me a sneak peek. And so he brought me upstairs, showed me this awesome space. I did post it on Instagram, and I was like, someday I'm going to record here. And what do you know, like 4 days later, he's like, yeah, totally, go up there. Nothing happening here today. And so some of you know that I've just created a studio as well. It's not quite this cool because it's not quite as big, but they have like stadium seating. They have 2 or 3 rows I can't see because it's a little bit further back, 3 rows of stadium seats. So people could come in and watch them do their podcasts. And some people that I know that this is a thing for me that in 2020, I want so badly to do my podcast live in front of a group because the energy just changes in the room, even if they're not participating. So I'm here today. I don't have a live studio audience, but someday I will.
But step 1.
Yeah, actually, I did meet a lot of people here this week, and I have some opportunities to record some more. And always I can record via phone or Zoom or whatever, which is fun as well. Not the same as being in the city with all of the vibe. And also from what I learned this week, it's like anything can happen at any moment. And so
it's magical.
Yeah, it really is magical. So I really feel like this whole idea of me being bi-coastal should be a thing, even if it's like coming out here for a week at a time, every month or every other month. I'm going to see if I can make that happen. Okay. So it's Saturday. It's snowing a lot, not even a little bit, a lot.
But like the good snow.
The good snow. Yeah. It will be good now, but like in an hour, it's going to be all slushy and gross and slippery.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. What did we do yesterday? We froze our asses off at Time Out Market.
You did. I was fine.
I'm a baby.
I'm used to it. It's been almost 3 years now that I've lived here.
You think that, what is that? Your blood has thickened or it's thinned? It's thickened or thinned.
I don't know.
Whatever. You're used to it.
Not a science person.
You didn't feel cold at all yesterday?
It was chilly.
It was 20 freaking degrees.
No, it wasn't.
And windy.
It was 30. It probably felt colder, yes, because of the wind. But it's cold. Once it gets cold, it's cold. You just deal with it.
Yeah, once it goes below 75, it's cold.
Oh, poor baby.
Are you glad that I'm sleeping on your bed for a week? On your couch for a week.
My amazing couch.
Your couch.
Of course. You're such a joy to be around. We have the best conversations.
A lot of fun.
And I love it when people stay with me because you can go visit a friend in the city and whatever and get a hotel room, but you miss like the downtime of like, okay, let's wait. We're waking up. Let's have coffee and just chat and all those,
let's deliver bagels and coffee to the door. This is the best thing about New York is like you can wake up and never leave your bed. Like I've always said that I kind of wish I had a partner at home sometimes because I wish I could open my eyes and somebody would be coming up the stairs with a tray that has coffee and oatmeal or bagels.
In New York, you can just
In New York,
push a button.
You just literally push a button and then the guy shows up like 30 minutes later.
And recently, I knew this existed. It just never crossed my mind. One night I went out drinking and, oh, good God. Before I went to bed, I was like, I know I'm going to